The story begins far into the future, in the year 2563. 300 years earlier, there was a devastating war known as the Fall. Before this war, magnificent floating cities existed high above the earth, where only the wealthy and privileged were allowed to live, while the poor were left to survive on the ground below. But during the fall, all of those sky cities were destroyed, except for one. The last surviving city, called 𝗟𝗲𝗀𝗲, still floats above the earth like a jewel in the sky, discarding its garbage down to the surface below, where the common people live among the ruins. In this world, cyborgs are a normal part of life. If someone loses a limb, it can simply be replaced with a robotic part. This is where we meet Dr. Dyson 𝗏𝗏, a kind-hearted but poor doctor who runs a small clinic in his home. He specializes in repairing cyborgs and often treats them for free, even though it leaves him struggling to make ends meet. One day, while scavenging through the trash falling from 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗲, Dr. 𝗏𝗏 discovers something extraordinary. Buried among the scraps, he finds the remains of a female cyborg, her head, and part of her upper body. Shockingly, her human brain is still alive and functioning after all these years. Fascinated and moved, Dr. 𝗏𝗏 brings her back to his clinic. Using his skills, he attaches her to a complete body he had originally built for his daughter and restores her to life. When the girl wakes up, she is amazed to see herself in a new body, but she has no memory of who she once was. She cannot even recall her own name. Dr. 𝗏𝗏 takes care of her, feeds her, and shows her kindness. When she asks what her name is, he gently tells her that until she remembers her past, she can be called Alita. The name touches her deeply, and she embraces Dr. 𝗏𝗏 with warmth and affection. As Alita begins exploring the world outside, 𝗏𝗏 explains how society works. Most people living on the ground spend their lives working for 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗏, yet none of them are allowed to live there. During their walk, Alita finds a stray dog and immediately bonds with it, deciding to keep it close. She also notices a bounty poster showing a wanted cyborg, who is accused of murdering 6 girls and selling their body parts. The reward for his capture is 20,000 credits. Just then, Alita hears the sound of robotic footsteps and instinctively prepares to fight, but a young man steps in and calms her down. His name is Hugo, and he explains that the machines she sees are not enemies. They're the city's law enforcement units, and no one dares to cross them. Something about Hugo catches Alita's attention immediately, and she finds herself drawn to him, even though she barely knows anything about him. That same night, another girl in the city is brutally murdered. Alita wakes up in the middle of the night and notices Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 coming home very late, with blood on his hands. She doesn't confront him, but deep down, a suspicion begins to form. Could Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 be hiding a terrible secret? Meanwhile, in this world of chaos and broken lives, one sport rules above all others: motorball, a deadly game where cyborgs race at high speed while battling each other with brutal weapons. Every year, a grand motorball tournament is held, and the champion earns a rare chance to go to 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏, the shining city above. For the people below, it is the ultimate dream, and for Alita, it is something that will soon change her destiny. The next day, Alita goes out into the city and comes across a woman named 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗏, who turns out to be Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's ex-wife. The moment 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗏 sees Alita's robotic body, her expression darkens with anger and bitterness. Through their tense exchange, we learn about their tragic past. Long ago, 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏 and Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 lived in 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗏. They had a daughter who was confined to a wheelchair, and her name was also Alita. Together, they designed a special robotic body to give her a new life. Their dream was to complete the body and return to 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 with her. But before that dream could be realized, their daughter was brutally murdered. To make things worse, the authorities of 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 permanently exiled them to the surface, cutting them off from the city forever. Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has since accepted the truth, that no one from the ground ever truly returns to 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. But 𝗟𝗏𝗏 refuses to let go of her obsession. She clings to the hope that a powerful man named Vector can help her get back. Confronting Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, she insists that they should both work for Vector, creating cyborgs to compete in motorball. Vector promises that with their skills, they could build champions and earn their way back to the floating city. But Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 refuses her coldly. He says he won't build monsters, not when motorball leaves countless cyborgs destroyed on the track.
I won't help you build monsters.
Hearing his rejection, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 leaves in frustration, riding away in Vector's sleek car. Vector, meanwhile, is no ordinary man. He runs a massive factory that produces advanced cyborg body parts, giving his motorball players a huge advantage in the brutal sport. More importantly, he claims to have direct connections with 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, making him one of the most influential men in the city below. While this dangerous web of power grows in the background, Alita begins to enjoy her new life. She wanders through the streets, where she finds Hugo playing a street game with his friends. When he invites her to join, she surprises everyone by excelling at it, showing incredible reflexes. Afterward, Hugo buys her chocolate, and it's the first time she's ever tasted something so simple yet delightful. The two quickly grow close, and Alita feels a warmth she hasn't known since waking up. The following day, Hugo takes her to the top of a towering structure overlooking the city. From here, they can see 𝗟𝗲𝗀 in all its glory, floating high above them. Hugo opens up about his dream, to someday reach 𝗟𝗲𝗀, no matter what it takes. He explains how the massive pipes connected to Vector's factory carry goods up to the floating city, while the central shaft is where 𝗟𝗲𝗀 discards its trash. That's the very place where Dr. 𝗦𝗂 found her body, meaning Alita must have come from 𝗟𝗲𝗀 herself. Hugo asks her what she remembers about it, but no matter how hard she tries, her memories remain locked away. Later that night, Alita grows suspicious of Dr. 𝗍𝗂. She notices him leaving the house with a heavy briefcase and secretly follows him through the streets. To her shock, she sees him stalking a young woman, his hand reaching for a concealed weapon. Horrified, Alita leaps in to stop him, but suddenly, two massive cyborgs emerge from the shadows. In that moment, everything becomes clear. Dr. 𝗍𝗂 isn't the killer. He was setting a trap to catch the real murderer. The girl they were following reveals herself to be part of the gang, and all three cyborgs surround him. Dr. 𝗍𝗂 yells for Alita to run, but she refuses to abandon him. In an instant, her instincts take over. With incredible speed and precision, she tears through two of the attackers and then clashes with their leader, a monstrous cyborg named Grishka. Alita proves to be far stronger than she looks. She severs Grishka's arm in a furious counterattack, forcing the giant to retreat into the darkness. During her brutal clash with the cyborgs, Alita suddenly experiences a haunting flashback. For a brief moment, she remembers herself fighting on the surface of the moon centuries ago, battling in a war unlike anything she's ever seen. The memory vanishes as quickly as it appears, leaving her shaken and confused. After the fight, Dr. 𝗦𝗂 collects the severed heads of the defeated cyborgs and brings them to Vector's factory. There, he exchanges them for a bounty of 20,000 credits. It's revealed that Dr. 𝗦𝗂 is more than just a doctor. He's also a hunter-warrior, a licensed bounty hunter who tracks down dangerous criminals for rewards. The factory places bounties on targets, and hunter-warriors like him bring back proof to collect payment. When Alita confronts him about the truth he's been hiding, Dr. 𝗦𝗂 finally opens up. Back at home, he tells her the heartbreaking story. The body she now inhabits wasn't originally made for her. It was meant for his daughter, also named Alita, who was paralyzed and confined to a wheelchair. One night, a criminal broke into their clinic and murdered her. Consumed by grief and rage, Dr. 𝗦𝗂 hunted the man down, killed him, and from that day on, he lived a double life. Doctor by day, hunter-warrior by night. The bounties he collects help fund his free clinic. He also explains that Alita's heart isn't ordinary. It's an ancient piece of technology from before the fall, over 300 years old, which makes her unlike any cyborg he's ever seen. Meanwhile, Grishka, humiliated and wounded from his defeat at Alita's hands, crawls back to his masters. He reports to Vector and 𝗟𝗀𝗀, showing them the damage she inflicted. 𝗟𝗀𝗀 immediately begins designing a stronger body for him, while Vector gives him a chilling order: kill Alita and bring her to me. Alita, on the other hand, is determined to fight alongside Dr. 𝗍𝗂. She tells him she wants to become a hunter-warrior so they can work together, but he refuses, saying coldly that he doesn't want to see blood on her hands. Disappointed, she turns to Hugo, who takes her to a motorball game to cheer her up. The thunder of the arena excites her, and she can't help but thank him for the experience. But behind his charming smile, Hugo hides a dangerous secret. He and his friends work for Vector, ambushing cyborgs in the streets, tearing off their parts, and selling them to Vector's factory. He keeps this from Alita, afraid that she would never forgive him if she knew the truth. At the same time, 𝗟𝗀𝗀 continues building Grishka's terrifying new body, using the very parts supplied by Hugo's scavenging. His new mission is clear: destroy Alita at all costs. Soon after, Hugo takes Alita on another adventure, showing her the wreckage of a hidden spaceship buried beneath a lake. He explains that this ship once belonged to the Martian army, the very force that waged war against Earth 300 years ago. As Alita explores the wreck, she activates the ship's systems with a forgotten code embedded in her mind. To her astonishment, the ship reveals a powerful, high-tech cyborg body stored inside. a relic of her forgotten past. This discovery proves that she isn't from Earth at all, but from Mars. Filled with hope, Alita brings the body to Dr. 𝗍𝗲, begging him to connect her to it, but he refuses firmly. He explains that the body was built for war, meant for killing, and even though her heart was designed to power it, she's not the same warrior she once was. His refusal leaves her heartbroken. She storms out and, with Hugo's help, registers herself as a hunter warrior anyway. Determined to prove herself, Alita enters a bar where hunter warriors gather. She boldly warns them that Grishka is out there, and if they don't unite against him, none of them will be safe. But the other hunters laugh in her face. One of them, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, armed with a deadly Martian sword, mocks and insults her. When he pushes her too far, Alita doesn't hesitate. With lightning speed, she breaks his nose in front of everyone, proving she's not to be underestimated. Just as the bar brawl is about to explode, Dr. 𝗍𝗲 storms in and shuts everyone down, threatening to cut off their free repairs if they don't stop.
No more free repairs!
But before the tension can ease, the ground trembles. Grishka has arrived. In seconds, he brutally kills a hunter warrior, sending shockwaves of fear through the crowd. Hugo is stunned when he realizes Grishka's monstrous body is built from the very parts he had stolen and sold to Vector. The fight begins, and in a shocking moment, Grishka kills Alita's pet dog. Rage fills her, and she smears the dog's blood across her face as war paint. Fueled by fury, she launches herself into battle. During the fight, Alita gets another flashback. She remembers training for a mission to kill Nova, the mysterious ruler of 𝗟𝗲𝗀 who controls everything from above. Every crime and murder on Earth traces back to him, but Grishka's new body is far too powerful. He overwhelms Alita, tearing her apart piece by piece. At the last second, Hugo, Dr. 𝗍𝗲, and another hunter warrior intervene, forcing Grishka to retreat. Badly injured, Alita is brought back, where Dr. 𝗍𝗲 finally connects her to the advanced Martian body. Made of nanotechnology, the body reshapes itself around her mind, and she emerges stronger than ever. Later, she meets Hugo, and their bond deepens into love. But Nova, watching from 𝗟𝗲𝗀, speaks through Vector, ordering Grishka to bring him Alita's heart at any cost. The next day, in a moment of pure devotion, Alita offers Hugo her heart, saying he can sell it and buy his way to 𝗟𝗲𝗀. But Hugo refuses, insisting she should become the motorball champion instead. Together, they can find a way up there. Alita agrees and enters the motorball tournament. Vector personally rigs the match, handpicking killers as her opponents and promising them 500,000 points if they can bring her down. When the race begins, the players ignore the ball and go straight for her. But Alita isn't just a contestant, she's a warrior. She tears through the assassins, dismantling them one after another in a brutal high-speed battle. Meanwhile, Hugo tries to cut ties with his criminal life.
Do you understand? I'm out!
But 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗀 finds him, murders another cyborg, and frames Hugo for the crime. To seal the setup, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲 kills one of Hugo's closest friends as well. Branded a murderer, Hugo flees for his life and calls Alita in desperation. She immediately abandons the motorball match to save him. She arrives just in time, but guards swarm the area. Hugo now carries a 30,000-point bounty on his head. Furious, Alita confronts him, demanding the truth. Hugo admits he stole cyborg parts for Vector, but swears he never killed anyone.
I never killed anyone.
Before they can run, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗀 ambushes them, stabbing Hugo through the stomach with his sword. Alita fights desperately to carry Hugo to safety, as in the shadows, 𝗟𝗀𝗀 watches everything unfold. In that moment, 𝗟𝗀𝗀 realizes the truth. Vector has been lying all along. His promise of 𝗟𝗲𝗀𝗀 was nothing but a cruel trick. The same lie he dangled in front of Hugo. No one from the ground will ever reach the floating city. With Hugo's body failing, 𝗟𝗀𝗀 makes a desperate move. She severs his head and connects it to Alita's powerful heart, keeping him alive in cyborg form. As they flee, Alita strikes down 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗀 in front of the city guards, claiming he tried to steal her bounty. In the process, she also claims his prized weapon, a deadly Martian sword. Alita races Hugo's head to Dr. 𝗍𝗲𝗀, who attaches it to a new cyborg body, saving him for now. But Alita is consumed by fury. Armed with her new sword, she storms Vector's factory. His robotic guards swarm her, but nothing can stop her. She carves a bloody path straight to Vector himself. She confronts him, demanding answers. "You lied to Hugo and 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀. You promised to send them to 𝗟𝗲𝗀𝗀." Vector laughs coldly and reveals the truth. He had already killed 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀 and harvested her body for parts. His voice turns chilling as he explains, "No one goes to 𝗟𝗯𝗲 alive. Only body parts make the journey." He had planned to do the same to Hugo. Before Alita can react, Grishka ambushes her. But this time, she's not the same girl he once overpowered. Memories of her past come flooding back. She remembers Nova slaughtering her comrades, remembers why she was built to fight. Empowered by her full strength, she unleashes one devastating strike, slicing Grishka clean in half. Vector tries one last threat, claiming he'll kill Dr. 𝗍𝗲 and Hugo if she resists. But Alita doesn't flinch. In a single merciless motion, she kills him instead. At that very moment, Dr. 𝗍𝗲 calls with urgent news. Hugo has awakened, but he's climbing the massive pipes that lead to 𝗟𝗯𝗲. Alita races to him and pleads for him to stop. But Hugo insists, "There's a bounty on me. If I stay with you, they'll come for us both." Alita warns him desperately. "I've been here before. Nova will never let you reach 𝗟𝗯𝗲." For a moment, Hugo turns back, ready to return with her. But Nova intervenes. Controlling 𝗟𝗯𝗲's defenses, he kills Hugo in the same merciless way he destroyed Alita's comrades centuries ago. Alita's grief starts boiling into rage. With tears in her eyes, she returns to the motorball stadium. Standing tall before the roaring crowd, she raises her Martian sword high and points it directly at Nova, watching from 𝗟𝗯𝗲 above. Without speaking a word, her message is clear: "I'm coming for you." The film ends on this powerful moment, setting the stage for Alita's inevitable war against Nova. On IMDb, this movie was rated by 316,000 people and has an average rating of 7.3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos like this. See you in the next video.